20th, Wednesday. I will call this meeting to order at this time. Senate Secretary, roll call, please. President Hirano?
Present.
We're changing acting to Executive Vice President Taylor Morris, present. Vice President of Campus Internal Affairs? Here. Vice President of External Affairs?
Present.
Vice President of Finance is unexcused absent this time. Marketing and Promotions Director?
Present.
Personnel Director?
Present.
Outreach Director is he on our list? Yeah. We should be, hopefully he's late. We'll come absent for now. We'll change it later. President Pro Tempore?
Here.
Senator Alan Alcantara?
Here.
Senator Casey Thielhart is excused absent in the personal circumstance. Senator Dalshawn Boson is on my list for late. She should be coming. Senator Des Jackson?
Present.
Senator Giselle Ozuna? Absent. Senator Joshua Lopez?
Right here. Present.
Senator Christina David?
Present.
Senator Nick Rio is excused absent. Senator Verna Chan?
Present.
Senator Catherine Tately?
Present.
Senator Melissa Vargas is excused absent. She gave me due notice in advance. Senator Nevin Pereira?
Present.
Senator Wenyu Shao will be late. Senator Aaron Sunga, he will be late. She's late, she's coming around 7. Senator Ryan Trento?
Present.
Election Director Molina Reyes?
Here.
Transfer and Non-Traditional Student Director?
Present.
Perfect, thank you. On that note, we have quorum. And moving on to the agenda, to approval of the agenda. Yes?
I move to amend the agenda to have my report and Shafi's if he attends to before the ex officio portion of the agenda.
Okay.
Due to class.
The motion on the table is to move the two new reports of the
My office.
office board. Do you want since Shafi chairs the committee report, is it okay doing the committee reports finance before, during that time after you? Committee reports and the president's report right after, or right before ex officios, correct?
Yeah, before.
Is there a second to that motion?
A second.
Seconded by Senator Katat. The motion on the table is to move the committee report for Finance Committee as well as the President Hirano's report right before ex officio, so the new item D. Are there any objections or discussion on this? All in favor? Any opposed? Seeing none, the agenda is amended. Is there any motions to adopt the perfected agenda? Can I hear a motion to adopt the perfected agenda? Yes.
I motion to adopt the perfected agenda.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a second by Senator Katat again. Unless there are any objections, we'll adopt it as perfected. Moving on to approval of Senate meeting minutes. Senate Secretary. Thank you. When you're done revising them, please sign them in the back and make sure they return back to the Senate Secretary. And on that note, we'll start with the the President's report, and we'll go to the committee report right after that.
Thank you for allowing me to give my report beforehand. So the first thing I'd like to talk about is the citation-free parking that ASUCR provided last fall during finals week. So I just wanted to give everyone an update on it. I created a survey and sent it out to the students who downloaded the gold permit, because those are the only emails that we received. We couldn't receive the emails for those who got the blue permit. So far only 22 have responded, but I only sent it out today. But there's been really good reviews on it. 4 out of 22 said it was hard to obtain, so I mean a lot of people thought it was really easy to obtain. 20 out of 22 thought it was really helpful, but most of the critiques was that it was only for one day and one period of the finals week, not for the entire week. So we have a follow-up meeting scheduled for week 5 that will have me, Shafi, and Michael meeting with TAPS. The project actually wasn't as successful when you look at the numbers. Even though the responses were really positive, the numbers were actually pretty low. So we're hoping to revamp our marketing and begin actually working on our marketing in week 8 instead of the end of week 10. And we're hoping that our numbers go up. If you want to see the numbers, talk to me after and I can show them to you, but they're not that high. Also, their system has not been updated yet, unfortunately, which is what we were hoping for to get more students involved. But it probably won't be updated this summer, so if this project is continued next year, then it's something that could definitely be improved then. I also sent out a finals week survey that was created by Casey Philhart and my first year fellow Julia. And it's basically to figure out if our students like or dislike having finals during week 10 and the Saturday after week 10. I've been talking with the Council of Presidents, and we've been looking at our own respective campuses to see if finals during week 10 or the Saturday after finals week are negatively affecting students and their study habits. So over 200 students replied. So we'll need to figure out those numbers and the percentages, and I'll ask Casey Philhart to talk more about that next week, since he's done a lot of work for it. And we're not going to make the assumption that a lot of students don't want to have finals in week 10. We're really going to look at the survey to determine if this is something we're even going to take to administration. And I guess it's been a couple months now, Julia came in and talked to everyone about the Legacy Path proposal. So Julia and I toured that AI path location with Mr. Andy Plumley to point out some problem areas. And some things that we just noticed off the bat was that there's a lot of broken lights and a lot of graffiti down there. And apparently that's a place where people go and smoke because it's dark. And that's kind of what we want to stray away from, is it being that dark that people can hide there. So some of the ideas that we have in place right now is we're replacing all the amber colored lights that are down there to white lights. So if anywhere on campus you see amber lights, the orangey looking ones, please email me so that I can get that information to Andy and we can update all those lights to be white lights on our campus. And some other ideas are including benches that are reflecting the year of people graduating, and Wi-Fi in that area, which would be really great if we could have Wi-Fi there so then people can study. And then my last thing that I'd like to this is just for the Senate. You all received an invitation, I think today or yesterday, about a dinner with the Alumni Association. So I encourage you to RSVP, but that's only for the elected members. Okay. Thank you. That concludes my report.
Thank you. Let's move forward to the Vice President's Committee. Oh, sorry, you're right, thank you. Are there any questions for the President and her report? Yes, Senator.
In regards to the parking permits, is there a reason why we can't get the information on the blue ones?
It's because the gold ones you had to download off your computer, and the blue ones you had to pick up in the office. And so because they didn't have to input their personal information, they just picked up their blue permit. That's why they can't have it.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Any other questions for the President? Seeing none, I will move forward to the Finance Committee report. I really thought Josh would be here by now. Would you mind putting up his report for should you table again for Josh, or do you think I just give it?
I mean, I think we should just table it. I mean, it's a thing. Yeah, let's just table it.
Okay, we'll table for now. Unless any objections, we're going to postpone the Finance Committee report to the duly appointed time until Vice President comes back. If not, then I'll just present it, as it's what he usually asks me to do. Moving on to next on the agenda is ex officios. Any ex officio this time would like to present to this board?
Hi, hello. I'm here on behalf of the Untitled Student Programs. A couple things that are coming up. Tomorrow we have our Know Your Rights workshop, so really encourage folks to come out there. It's from 3:30 to 4:30 in Hub 379. We really want to push for folks to come out there with all the law enforcement issues, things like that. It's important to know what your rights are. And then next Tuesday we also have next Tuesday we have our California Dream Act workshop. This will be in Hub 355 from 2 to 4. So we'll be going step by step, like how to fill out your California Dream Act. And we'll have another repeat of this workshop in February on the 17th, on Wednesday, from 5 to 7. This will be in Watkins though, 2101. That way students can actually sit at a computer and actually fill it out and stuff, step by step. So we encourage folks, if you want to go next week, to bring a computer, go downstairs at the library, check one out. Unfortunately, we can't provide computers this upcoming session, but the one afterward in February we will. And that's it for now.
Thank you. Any questions for the presenter? Yes, Senator.
Yeah, I don't know if it's actually coordinated through your office, but I know there was an, I believe it was border patrol here today. I don't know if you want to speak on that. I don't know if you consider it an action. If you want to talk about a little bit more about that. I wasn't able to attend, unfortunately, but I definitely like to know how that went.
Yeah, so it wasn't coordinated through undocumented student programs or through BOLET.
Okay.
It was just undocumented students who were concerned.
Okay.
So we were made aware of the issue of Customs and Borders Protection arriving to the job fair that was held today. We were made aware of the situation the second day of the quarter. We had a meeting with administration in terms of what we wanted to do about it. They obviously can't say no to them because we're public space and they wanted to come here. So the best thing that they asked us to do, like, well, how can we essentially lessen the impact of them being here? So we suggested a couple of things, which was to come in unmarked vehicles and to not come in their uniform, like the full get-up. But as we saw today, they did. They disregarded that fact, which we were really upset about, because we realized it's very triggering for folks. I was triggered. I didn't appreciate that because we were told otherwise. And the administration made it clear this morning that they weren't unaware of this change. It was something brought on last minute. We had a petition going around last week in terms of like showing support, like we don't appreciate Customs and Borders being here. We presented that as well. Nothing came of it. They keep highlighting the fact that they have a right to be here, they have a right to be here, which I understand, but it's also, I think, harmful to a lot of the mental health and emotional health of a lot of students. A lot of folks were very concerned, especially if they didn't know what was that they were here for the job fair. Because if they didn't know that and they see them here on campus, then like with the ongoing raids, it's a problem. Because this would happen like 8 years ago, I think. 8 years ago, from what I understand, they were here, they came unannounced for a workshop. No one knew they were coming. They came in like Hummers and like the full like green uniform and they even parked outside Mundo Hall. So it was bad from what I understand. So it was so bad that it escalated very quickly, and students that they left made up leaving that day for fear of their safety, and they hadn't returned until now. So so we had a demonstration today in protest of them being here. A lot of undocumented students and allies, so again, separate from both BOLET and undocumented student programs, and to make a point that we weren't happy with them being here, and that a lot of us are upset with the ongoing situation in terms of no rates.
Thank you. Any other questions for the presenter? Seeing none, thank you for your time. Any other ex officios this time?
Hi everyone, my name is Chelsea from RHA. Just a couple updates tonight. AIRHA has a program. It's called Aberdeen Tonight from 8 to 10 p.m. in the Amber Light. And it's a community building program that is game show themed. And there'll also be a raffle, so there'll be games such as Family Feud, Jeopardy, minute-to-minute games. The tuition is right, and Aberdeen Idol. So it'll be a lot of fun. So you all are welcome to come out if you'd like. On Monday, the January 25th, we had quad collaboration, and that is when all RHAs from all 4 communities come together to talk about how we can work together. And then the next day, Glenmore RHA has a program called Winter Wrap Up, and it's about sexual health and awareness, STIs, and the resources that our students have, as well as the importance of consent from 8 to 10 p.m. And then NRHH, which is our sister organization, and that stands for National Residence Hall Honorary. They put on a talent show every year called Diamond Love Benefit Concert, and that will be held February 28th. They are now accepting video auditions until February 5th, and you all can email those in at ucrnrhh@gmail.com. And again, those are due February 5th, and you can email them with any questions you have as well. That's it.
Thank you. Any questions for the presenter? Seeing none, thank you for your time. Any other ex officios who would like to present this time? Okay, perfect. Seeing none, more to public forum part of the agenda. Any members of the public who wish to address the board at this time? Last call for public forum. Seeing none, We'll move forward to report for committee chairperson. Any members, any committee chairs who of ASUCR wish to report at this time? Seeing none again. Moving on to office reports. We already gave the president's report. I will do my report very quickly. Couple of things really quickly, logistical. We have all these senator office hours. They should be updated very soon online. So any members of the public who wish to visit any of the senators or office hours, you're more than welcome to. For the senators in the horseshoe, if we haven't yet, we're printing out the office hour sheet. So we're still important sign-ins. There are a couple things on the horseshoe that I want to state here, as well as send an email. If anyone cannot make a meeting, I need 24 hours in advance in writing, so email preferably, or one of the paper forms in the front office. Phones, I'm not allowing the horseshoe, that's for exceptions. Laptops, I will allow for looking at the agenda as well as for research. For polos, the only reason I haven't been enforcing dress code for polos is because I don't have my polos personally. The order has been confirmed for the polos, so it should be coming in very soon. Starting next week, I'll be expecting everyone to be wearing their polos minus the 4 of us who do not have it yet, or 5 of us who do not have it yet. Winter retreat is this weekend. For all those of you who RSVP'd, thank you. If there's any change to RSVP, I do need to know in advance. If there's any input you want to make sure it's covered during like brainstorming retreat, just let me know. And I will conclude my report today. After, I believe it's the Vice President of Internal Affairs. Oh, sorry. Any questions for this? Yes.
For the winter retreat, I just wanted to let you know that I won't be able to go Friday. Wait, what time is Friday?
So Friday, the schedule is more or less 11 or 12 to 5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's around people's schedule. If they can tell me they should be there. If not, they shouldn't. The only reason I chose 11 was because a lot of senators' office hours during 11, so I figured they could at least participate during that time. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. So any other questions? We'll move on to the Vice President of Campus Internal Affairs.
Good evening, everyone. So yesterday, attended a meeting with our campus partners, as well as GFI fellow, to discuss long-term goals for our campus food security efforts. There we built off our work from almost a year ago when we met in Santa Cruz. We presented a timetable from some of our initiatives to reach by 2020. These are broken down into 8 specific dimensions, and I will go into each in detail. No, I'm kidding, I'll actually skip that. Basically, all that's needed is the outcomes of these proposals are an institutionally funded food pantry, a build-up of the necessary on- and off-campus resources, coordinated efforts to partner with local farms, and vast reduction in food insecurity from these students. I will be in Irvine this weekend, along with a couple members of this horseshoe, at the California Higher Education Food Summit, to cover a range of topics as they relate to sustainability, food security, and the politics of food justice. So I will be sure to give you all more information and updates as it pertains to that. For the Rec Center Governing Board, we've been gathering feedback on services students would like to see, and one of the most likely options we pursued will actually be adding a CrossFit workout area to nearby the Rec Center. It's be adjacent to the pool and the tennis courts. They're still in the planning stages for that now, and so if there's any feedback on that. On another note, for the Rec Center, they started tabulating, when they looked at the data of people who have daily usage, we average about 4,000 usages a day for the Rec Center, and before we had the expansion, our record was apparently 3,800. So I'd say they kind of presented the information. We're very proud of that. I know Ashley has already talked extensively about the permitless parking, so I won't go into that. But I did want to give an update on positions with the Hub Governing Board and the current process of where we are with heat. So along with Shaq and Christina, who also sat on that board, and Christina gave a little bit of information about it last week, we've been working to bring back some variation of heat. So full disclosure, a couple weeks ago, I had the opportunity to sit down with Todd Wingate from the Hub, sat down, all of our campus partners, UCPD, Campus Grounds, a lot of others. They went around the room and went around and told me why heat wasn't going to happen in the spring quarter. They all came in and immediately said no. because there's only 2 available days in the spring quarter that it could have happened. It's the day after Spring Splash or the weekend after Spring Splash. Because they all came into the meeting to try to say no, I told them that. And then afterward, they showed a willingness to compromise and try to reach an agreement. And the compromise is this, is that he held on the same day as Spring Splash with a bigger lineup and another stage. While not ideal, ideal would be a heat festival. We will be able to deliver on the festival that all students look forward to. Students who graduate in the winter quarter will still be able to go to this, and it will also be open to grad students. Because I can tell you this, that having heat canceled twice in 3 years is unacceptable. So we'll still be talking to ASPD on the details and keep you updated on the progress. And that concludes my report.
Any questions for the Vice President? Seeing none, we will move forward to Vice President Internal Affairs. External Affairs. External Affairs. Sorry,
Okay. All right. So for the past 2 weeks, like Senator Deschler touched on a bit last week, the schedule for External Affairs has been pretty much solidified in all of the committees, with the only tentative dates in the lobby court. So to, I guess, walk you all through what HAC is going to be working on this quarter for week 3. They do have a meeting this Friday, the 22nd at 1 p.m.
One second. Josh.
Joshua.
Would you mind?
He's back.
Hey, you have class at 7?
Class at 6:40.
6:40?
The same one as Ashley.
Yeah. 1, 2,
Yeah.
3, 4, 5.
Yeah, we're in committee of the whole lesson now.
Yeah, Dashawn's coming at.
We're just giving reports.
Dashawn's coming
Yeah,
at
we don't
7.
have to vote on anything.
Okay, thank you.
We'll be back at 8.
Perfect. Hey, Josh, would you mind stopping, see if Winnie's in the office at all?
She's in the
I think she's like doing something, but she should be doing it.
Can you tell her, please?
She's in the conference room. You can just bug her.
Let her know. Thank you.
We're having a meeting.
Conference room.
Yeah. Order, please. Order, anyway. To clarify, since we're just giving reports, we're just going to a committee of the whole till we reach back quorum. Vice President of External Affairs, it's still your time.
All right, so I guess to pick up where we left off, the Action Committee, week 3, they have a meeting this Friday at 1 p.m. Their officers are formalized, so all the officers are in their positions. Ayana is the chair, with Faiz being the vice chair. Look at the bylaws, there's not really somebody designated to take minutes, and there's not really somebody designated to be the social media person. So that's going to be a new position that we add, or we're going to either expand on the position of the vice chair. So there's going to be a preliminary training done by USSA West Coast Field Organizer Aja Campbell. And she'll be here at least 3 times this quarter, along with Patty. Patty from GCSA was here today to give the book committee training. And she'll be here next Friday, or this Friday as well, to give clipboarding and tabling training. So you all are more than welcome to attend that training if you want to know how to talk to people in terms of clipboarding and tabling for whatever it is you're working on. We have an action plan for next week, and this action is going to be surrounding, the message is going to be around Islamophobia, and we're currently working with the MSA to solidify what that message is going to look like. And then UCSA is coming again on January 29th to do organizing tactics training. Black History Month kicks off week 5 with Black Wednesday or ASP Nooners happening on February 3rd. So that's something that we'll be a part of and helping out with. Much of the work for week 6 will be preparing for the week 7 action. There will be a Challenge February 10th at the Bell Tower with the listed demands that the BSU and our office is working on crafting, finalizing. And then week 8 is when the action will take place on Wednesday, February 24th. BSU will also have an action of their own at the end of February, and that's something that the Action Committee will be helping out on. And then after that, for much of the quarter, the Action Committee will be helping out the Vote Committee. So moving forward into the Vote Committee, Patty hosted their voter registration today. They had 7 people attend the training. So the goal for the Vote Committee is to have 300 students registered by week 6, 600 students registered by week 8, and anywhere from 600 to 1,000 students registered by week 10, with the course of final or lowering on their finals week so that they can go back into their academics and things like that. And the Vote Committee will be helping out the Action Committee leading up to their action and things like that. So they'll be working together very closely. And next Friday at 2 p.m., Patty will be here again, so please stop by if you're interested in receiving organizing training. And then Lobby Corps, Sean was unable to make the training last Friday, so he's rescheduled to next week. But Lobby Corps will still be meeting this week, and they'll be receiving the goals for the quarter. After discussing what they're going to be working on for the quarter, Oscar and Brian and I came to the conclusion that the committee will decide whether or not they're going to actively lobby legislation that's currently existing, whether or not they're going to draft a bill to address the housing problems in the city of Riverside and actually pass the bill themselves through the city of Riverside. And they'll be a lot more involved in the process of their own bill, and so that's something that we're looking at. So that wraps up the committees in external affairs. We had our first executive committee meeting today with everyone reporting on what they're working on. So that's going to be the structure mostly. It's everybody going to be reporting every Wednesday on where they are in their goals. I was contacted by Share the Bus organization about setting up a rideshare program for our campus and formalizing that. So currently they have partnerships with UCI, UCLA, UC Berkeley, and Stanford. And I've seen a similar program at CSUs and other big public schools where they have a shuttle bus, kind of like a Greyhound or whatever, contracted with your school, coming to designated locations, perhaps the dorms, over here by Bannockburn, hotspots on campus where people go home for the weekend. And so they'd be taking people home on big breaks, holidays, 3-day weekends, or anything like that. So that's something that we can contract, and that's something that I'll be bringing forth to the Senate if it's something you all think students would be interested in. I think it's a great idea. I'm wondering why it hasn't been formalized and why we have like a Facebook ride share when we can actually have like a real ride share. So that's something that we're going to be working on. And then lastly, we have USSA board meeting this weekend in Santa Barbara. And then at USSA board meeting, there will be a caucus of the UCs in determining whether or not UCSA will stay members of USSA. And I'll be attending that through my role as UCSA liaison and not in my role as VP of External Affairs. So I won't be representing UC Riverside, I'll be representing UC Student Association. But that conversation will be productive in whether or not we're going to consider USSA as a campus for ourselves. And if the UC Student Association as a whole will not consider it, I would recommend that we also do not consider it. Cool? All right, any questions? Damn, time, let's go.
Generally, the time for the speaker is included with questions, so. Any questions for the presenter?
Oh, no, okay.
Yeah.
So just for USSA, and I know UCSA was considering it, like how have those talks been going, or have they been addressing whatever grievances UCSA's been having, or like what's the status on that?
Okay, so to shed some light on that, alright, well, I'm just going to go with 30 seconds over. To shed some light on that, I guess, so the role that I have as liaison, so originally, during the summertime, UCSA was not a member of USSA. Actually, can I get a motion to extend time by 3 minutes?
I motion to extend time.
Unless any objections, we'll extend time by 2 minutes.
Alright, cool, yeah, because I actually just remember one more thing I'm going to touch on. Alright,
3 minutes,
so in terms of structurally, so the liaison represents the UC Student Association at the board level. So at the beginning of the year, we were not members. After talks about why the membership and the questions about grievances and structural issues that people were unhappy with and whether or not the organization was effective, they decided to have a trial membership for this year. So, and the membership dues of the campuses that are already existing would cover the dues of the UCSA. Because in USSA, individual campuses can be members and entire student associations, like your whole state or your system, like the UC system or the CSU system, they can be members as well. So the UC system was no longer a member, so just to keep everybody up to speed. And so the job of the liaison is to set up committees of the existing schools and figure out where the grievances are for USSA and what the grievances are for UCSA and communicate those so that by the end of the year, when the question of membership comes up again and whether or not paying dues will come up again, that's pretty much the job of the liaison. So in terms of the talks, USSA has just begun restructuring their whole organization from top to bottom, like their charter, their mission, their founding organizations. So that's something they're going to be doing a lot of this weekend. And so that's why this weekend is important in terms of what would the UC like to see in USSA. And so we're going to try to implement that this weekend so that the UC is a lot more happier with the SSA. And that relationship can work like moving forward. And then the last thing I wanted to add to my item, because it was all over the front page of the newspaper, was the UCR breaks the enrollment record. Alright, so like that sounds really good, and a lot of campuses did break their enrollment records, which is really good because we're increasing the number of applicants to the UC. If you all saw the news, we're also increasing the number of attendees, accepting 10,000 students with the additional 25 million. So just to clarify why a lot of that sounds like good press, but isn't really good press, is because so problem number one is we're already like at capacity in our public schools, and so the problem with the capacity is with the addition of students, is there going to be the addition of capacity to support those students? So with the addition of 10,000 students, are we going to see more dorms? Are we going to see more workers to peep or like clean up after or take care of these 10 students or 10,000 students or 10,000 more students? You know what I'm saying? We're not going to have more TAs to take care of these 10,000 students. There's also an amount of graduate money that was given to TAs to provide a minimal number of TAs to the 10,000 students. So the amount of money we spend per student is roughly around $9,900 per GC student. But with the addition of this 10,000 and the 25 million, we're only spending about 5,000 per student. So we're cutting the spending. So we're spending less on each of those 10,000 students that are coming to our school, and we're not increasing our capacity. And so right now, campuses are like literally like battling with the UC to figure out which campuses are going to end up taking the bulk of those 10,000 students, whether or not it's going to be evenly distributed. We don't know if the 10,000 students are going to be a diverse population of 10,000 students, how it's going to affect financial aid. That's just something for us to consider moving forward, and an issue that we're definitely going to have to discuss in the future.
Thank you. Any questions for the External Affairs Vice President? Seeing none. I'll defer the Vice President of Finance report to committee reports. Next on the list is, we'll start with the marketing director.
Okay. Okay, I will be meeting with the Highlander tomorrow to discuss more about our Highlander ad space for clubs and organizations. So the space is open to clubs and organizations to advertise their events. And we'll also be talking about creating like a flyer or even just like a digital one, so we can post it there every week to promote this ad space. And then, so yeah, I signed everyone up for tabling, and I am going to read who's tabling on which day because, yeah, so write it down. But thank you, Christina and Nick, for tabling today. Next week, on January 27th, will be Desiree, Alan, and Corey. No, you're not. February 3rd is Dalshawn, Erin, and Giselle. February 10th is Kat, Tat, Melissa, Nevin. February 17th is Casey, Ryan, and Kevin. And then the February 24th is Michael, Shafi, and Myra. Yeah. And then March 2nd is Momo, Taylor, and Melina. And then March 9th is Verna, Josh, and me. And then also there's new card holders in the storage room. It's like you can put it on, yeah, so it's like this. It's like you put it on the back of your phone. This is like a new promo item we have, and you can give it out during tabling. And that concludes my report.
Thank you. Any questions for the director?
With your headphones.
Too bad.
Be inclusive.
Well, keep thinking of other promotional items. Any other questions for the director? Then I can't wait to see you all tabling during those times. Next on the report list, we'll go to the personnel director.
Hello. So during these past 2 weeks, I emailed the committee chairs to ask for the efficiency of the committee members that sit on those committees, to collect last quarter's minutes and to ask for when this quarter's meetings are going to be. And then I also emailed the committee members and senators to hear about their experiences sitting on those committees. In regards to the ASUCR internship program or mentorship program, last week each intern was matched up with their respective mentor or respective mentor. So now all the interns have a mentor, and we're just waiting for the meeting times of the committees to be collected by this Friday so that they can go and actually sit in on those meeting times. In regards to committees, right now I'm working specifically with our transfer and non-traditional director, Myra, to place students onto her committee. So right now we're in the interview process. I'm also helping our marketing and promotions director, Kat Chang, in regards to her committee members so that they can be utilized a little bit more efficiently. And then I am going to be working with Taylor and Nevin in regards to the mental health committee so that we can reactivate it because it kind of fell through the cracks several years ago. There's going to be an email sent out very shortly, probably by next week, in regards to the openings that we have. So we have a position in personnel committee, a position open in personnel committee, course committee, CNAS committee, and then the positions that are going to be open for mental health committee. And then after all the minutes and feedback from the committee chairs and members are collected, I will be trying to get all the minutes and the times for this quarter to be online so that more students can access it if they wanted to actually know what the committee's about and actually sit in on the meetings as well. And that's all for the report.
Thank you. Any questions for the presenter? Seeing none. Move forward. The outreach director is not here right now, but he sent a report. I'm going to read it really quickly. For his office report, I was here and I missed him. I'll say that'll be awkward. Unfortunately, he did not receive as many applications as he was preparing for his outreach hearing, and he'll move to, I'm assuming two on Wednesday from 11 to 1. The Friday outreach hearing was canceled, and those who signed up for Friday were moved to Wednesday. Alex something didn't say, never got back to me for his outreach workshop, so we're contacting Jerry from Student Life to move forward with the workshop, and that includes the report. If anyone wishes to inquire more information, feel free to contact the outreach director personally. Next on the list will be election director.
So, at least in regards, I've gotten settled in. As many of you have seen, I've already decorated. And so my tentative office hours for winter quarter will be Tuesday 2 to 4 p.m., Thursday 12 to 2 p.m., and Friday 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Those are tentative because I still have several meetings that I will need to be scheduling around that, and so those hours are liable to change. Email containing the application for the Elections Committee was sent out on Friday the 8th, and applications closed on the 15th. Interviews were conducted yesterday and today, so the 19th and 20th, and the positions have been filled. Actually, I believe I have a couple of my people out there today. So my members chosen, my vice, or crap, I wrote the wrong thing here. My assistant director is Gerardo Ochoa. My polling officer will be Jennifer Escobar. My partnership coordinator is Michael Barameda. The candidates officer is Elaine Brown. Marketing officer will be Carmen Funes. And student life officer is Marco Duran. And if any of them are here, can you just wave so they can see you? Thank you so much for coming. Through my work for the Food Security Council, as of January 12th, I abdicated my position as chair due to conflicts within the ASUCR Constitution. And so I am still participating, but just as a vice chair capacity. Daniel Lopez has taken over for me, and so I'm really looking forward to the continuing work. My work through our pantry, along with Michael Irvin, I attended a meeting yesterday with several other stakeholders on our campus to identify some long-term goals that we have through a 4-year plan. And really creating just some kind of benchmarks that we would like to see, and we will be collaborating with different UCs to see where food security can be in the next few years. And finally, as far as my GFI fellowship goes, I had the wonderful opportunity to attend a retreat this last weekend, the 15th through 17th, where I got to meet other Global Food Initiative and Carbon Neutrality Initiative fellows. So it was a really excellent time for networking and team building, and I learned quite a bit that I really hope to bring in to this office and in my position as elections director. And that concludes my report.
To clarify real quick, elections director, I know you just appointed our staff in your committee. I'm looking right now with the parliamentarian, I just want to ask you as well, do we need to confirm at this board for any one of the members? Okay, officers? Never mind.
Yeah, no one needs to.
Perfect, never mind. Any questions for the presenter? Yes.
This actually isn't a question, but it's in regards to your committee. So for senators, I emailed you like this past week, but if you're interested in elections committee or transfer and non-traditional student committee, please like let me know so that I can work with them to place you all into those committees if you have interest.
Yeah. And I don't actually require senators. I would like some collaboration and input, so that's perfectly welcome. But that will be very limited capacity within the committee.
Okay, and I think, okay, so if you're interested in that committee specifically, will we never specifically request that you are going to be a graduating senior?
Yes.
Yeah. That's all.
Perfect, thank you. Any other questions for the director? Seeing none, we'll move to the non-traditional and transfer director.
Okay, so I've been working on getting the transfer and non-traditional student committee together. So I met with Emily week 1 and we came up with the application for the committee. And the application was sent out last Tuesday. And it's now closed as of Friday the 15th. And we had about 33 responses from a variety of different students who were either transfer students, student parents, students with disabilities, or student veterans. And they all really showed and expressed their interest and passion for the committee and advocating on non-traditional transfer student issues. So Emily and I are currently in the process of interviewing applicants, and we started today and we'll be interviewing until next Tuesday. So the committee members will be appointed by next week once the interviews are over. And hopefully we'll have our first committee meeting either at the end of next week or the beginning of week 5. I also attended the Transfer Student Association meeting last night, and they are right now in the process of nominating candidates for their officer boards of next year. And that concludes my report.
Thank you. Any questions for the presenter? Seeing none, move on. We're going to go back to committee reports. Tammy, would you mind putting up the finance report real quick? Would you mind pulling up the two? I'm just going to read it real quick. Yeah. This is should have been the agenda packet, or the agenda doc. The parliamentarian will pull up for the purpose of the public. So the opening balance for the organizational contingency fund was $3,081. They heard a number of groups. I'm going to read their recommendations really briefly. BSU was tabled. The Student Alumni Association passed a, which one is it on? Is it top one, previous, or is it? Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Student Alumni Association allocated $1,208. Is that correct?
That's what it says.
Yeah, then Latino Business Student Association was tabled. Biomedical Engineering Association was allocated, so good. $998. Highlander Gaming was allocated $750. Model United Nations was allocated $750. Men's Club Water Polo $750. Our topic $1,500. Society of Automatic Engineers did not show up. They were allocated $0. Astra Grant was allocated $0. Table. My mistake. Research for Vision was allocated $1,462. The budget transfer from Club Reserves was allocated $50,000. Wow. And total org allocation $4,833. Closing balance $48,248. The second section of the report asks for the ASUCR Contingency Fund with opening balance of $14,190.12. Senator Delshon motion presented for the Embracing Our Culture workshop, and they allocated $4,000. the EVP's office was allocated $531.78, and the total ASUCR allocations was $4,531.08. The closing balance of the contingency fund is $9,658.34. Are there any questions for this report? And is there any motions? Yes, Senator.
Was Dalshan's asking coming from the senator's project budget, or?
No. I'll have one of them clarify afterwards because I have no information. But Vice President Shafi clarified in the ECAB meeting earlier today in his more longer report that the 4,000 was from ASUCR, and then the other 4,000, or the other half, was going to be from a group of different funding sources in this community. And it's not from the center project budget list, mostly because the center project is only $200 allocated for each project. But Vice President, would you mind clarifying if you have more information?
No, that's actually a pretty good summary. It'll probably come from multiple budgets, but most of it contingency.
Any other questions for the report? Yes.
All right. What's up with this winter retreat?
What about it?
$500. Is that for the travel there? What's the money like going to actually?
To clarify, so a couple of history real quick. There was a substantial amount of money spent on the retreat for summer. The winter retreat's a lot different, and the way we organized it was a lot different. So we did, instead of doing an entire weekend, we did one night at some place because it was monumentally cheaper, which is why the first Friday is also on in the office space around people's schedule. The money is literally only going to travel, food, and one night in the cabin that we rented in the Big Bear. There was more money or we asked for food allocations. Finance disagreed, and we cut it. They cut it, and I'll agree with them on that. The retreat is a lot more cost efficient than I would have originally proposed. So we did that purposely for those reasons. Winter retreat is off and on for depending on each board. It's something I actually personally do believe is important. With the way we structure it and the way we did the cost analysis, the way we're doing it now is actually something that's institutionally attainable. So they could do it every year if they so chose, because it's affordable. All of it, like I said, is just going to some food, which we already cut, 2 vans, and the cabin. And there's an itinerary as well as a cost analysis budget in my office. You will also see the rest of it. Yeah. Any other questions for the budget? Seeing none, can I get a motion to confirm the report or adopt the report? Accept the report? To approve the report. Thank you. God. Yeah, I think I would never do this again. Senator.
I move to approve the finance report.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. All in favor of approving the finance report? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Thank you. That the finance was approved. Moving on to public comment. Yes.
Privilege.
Public comments part of the agenda is reserved for anyone on the gallery who wishes to present, speak to this board anything that was presented on the agenda. Seeing none, moving on to roundtable announcements. We'll start with Senator Jackson.
Go. Pass.
Pass.
Pass. Pass. Pass.
Pass.
Pass.
Pass.
Doppler's having their kickoff meeting in about 2 minutes. It's Speed 2200, and if you definitely want to go to that, there's pizza and there's free food. And there's free pizza and snacks. I see you're going. No, I'm kidding. And UCR Democrats are meeting next week, and we'll have a speaker. That's it.
Wait, question?
Can we not use that?
What time are you all meeting, and who do you have coming to speak?
His name is Dr. Farouk, something like that. I believe he's our city councilman, but he's in our city council, and he's going to speak more about how we can get involved in local politics, and within it how we can, I guess, just go to different committees and the convention this upcoming February. Yeah, February 26th to 28th.
And what day is it happening?
Wednesday, 5 p.m. Thursday.
Vice President.
So last week the book committee had their debate watch party, the Republican debate, and the turnout was like pretty solid. We're gonna have food at the next one, so come to the next one. It's next Thursday, maybe every other Thursday. So come through. We're gonna have food. Turnout solid, and we can watch stuff and debate politics.
Vice President.
Just noting that the timeline and discussion for future food security efforts are open to input. So if any time between now and this Friday that anybody had any opinions on that, I know there's a lot of people in and around the office that would be very welcome to hear about those.
Director.
Please respond to my emails.
Pass.
Pass.
Can I have a motion to adjourn?
I motion to adjourn the meeting.
Is there a second?
Second.
Seeing, unless there are any objections, we'll adjourn the meeting at 7 o'clock exactly.
Hey, we made it.
I'm going to adjourn this meeting for 5 minutes.
He has a meeting, we still not that.
Close session.
5 minutes. Close session. 7:05.
I'm not back to the restaurant.